Hey, this is Amanda with the McCracken County Public Library, and today we're talking to Cody Brett, and he is an adventure enthusiast. He gets into all sorts of things. He just recently went on an adventure where he was scuba diving and found a class ring that had been lost for, about 39 years?
Almost 40 years, yeah.
So anyway, and he presented that ring back to its rightful owner.
Which was a couple miles down the road.
Right? So anyway, he'll get into that in a second, but we're going to talk to him about what has made you get into these sort of activities where you go out and scuba dive and look for just hidden treasures. And do people call you and ask you to go say, are they like, hey, I lost my phone at the lake and I need a...
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'll start from the beginning. So when I was a kid, people get attached to certain things. Some kids are attached to blankets, some kids are attached to stuffed animals. Well, I was attached to a movie, and it was a particular movie called Into the Blue. And that's where these guys would dive down the ocean and they would find treasures and bring it up, and they would show everybody, and everybody would, go crazy over it. And it was really, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But when I was a kid, I didn't have much money, and my parents didn't have much money. We were poor. So we couldn't afford anything like that. We couldn't afford diving equipment or nothing. So when I got of age and I saved up a little bit of money, I started diving and started finding things. And then I went and got a GoPro camera and started recording it. And that was, a couple months ago, and it kind of just took off. And the news has got a hold of me a couple times in the past 3 weeks, and it's just kind of skyrocketed.
Right,
so.
Right. Yeah, you were recently on WSIL. Okay.
Yeah, I was there. A couple nights ago.
Okay. Yeah, for the ring.
For the ring, did you see it?
I did.
Oh,
that
did
was
you?
Really
okay,
neat.
cool.
That was really neat.
It was pretty cool.
That's it's crazy that something lost that long can come back and play and
I know, it's so
go
weird.
Back to its rightful owner. So
yeah, I made a Facebook post and I got out, and then I had his Jimmy was the guy's ring. His niece messaged me, and then who else was it? His daughter, and then him. They all messaged me, and they all told me it was his. So I kind of narrowed it down to him, and he was just ecstatic as soon as he got it. It was like I told him in the video, he lost that thing longer than I've been alive, so it was unreal.
Right, and you just started actually scuba diving. You said 5 or 6 months ago.
Yeah, 5 or 6 months ago, I got a certification, and I started diving, and it just took off. I've been finding so many things around here. Like a couple weeks ago, I found 6 Apple Watches. And the video's in the YouTube channel, but it was just unreal.
And a dead snake, a really large dead snake.
Yeah, a 7-foot snake, yeah.
Right?
And I posted that on Facebook, and I think 80,000 people have seen that post, and it skyrocketed out of here because as soon as I come out of the water with that snake, everybody came out with it, So yeah, that's pretty crazy.
They didn't know it was dead.
No,
but,
they didn't.
Apparently it was injured and had passed away from a rock that was either thrown or fallen on it. Or what is the most interesting thing that you have found so far doing this?
I've only done this. It's so weird. I only dived and found things.
I know you found a bunch of inflatable stuff.
No. Okay, so you've seen that on Pound Hollow. Actually, a lot of that stuff was left on the beach from the day before. And in the video, I was actually going down there just to dive and go look for stuff, in the water. But before I got there, all these picnic tables and the beach was just covered in trash. And I couldn't just leave it there, and go dive. So I went ahead and cleaned all that up and recorded that.
Well, good for you. That makes me, that's just, that is aggravating right there.
Yeah, if you got your kids out there, you don't want...
You bring it in, you take it back out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
If everybody did it,
how it should be.
The world would be a better place.
That's right. Well, yeah, I'm glad that you did that. And then, so how deep have you dove so far?
I have dove, my deepest is probably a little bit over 60 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty deep. People don't think it's that deep, but it's pretty deep.
So what certification are you with diving right now?
I'm just a beginning. It's actually an open water certification. So what happens is, you said you worked in Mermet, right? So
yes.
What you do is they give you these classes to take on the computer, and if you pass all that.
You took yours on a computer?
Well, yeah, but then you go in.
I took mine back in the dark ages.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Well, I took them on the computer, and then that's I guess if you pass all them tests, then they'll actually start you in the classroom.
The field work.
Yeah, and then you got to go to the field work, and I had Greg Ritchie. He's an instructor out there, awesome guy, and he instructed me, and he asked me if I wanted private classes or public, and I wanted private. It was like a couple $100 more, but and if under a situation, if I'm under 50 foot under the water, I want to know exactly what to do. So
that's right.
So I paid a couple $100, and we got private classes, and just me and him, and we would just.
You have to take your rag off, and you have to clear your mask, and there's a lot involved when it comes to certification.
There's a lot, and there's a lot of math involved too. You can't.
There is. You have to plane your dive and dive your plane and figure out your air and your buoyancy, and people don't understand what goes into scuba diving.
There's a lot to it. You can die. When you get life insurance.
Absolutely.
They ask you 2 questions, and that's if you skydive or if you scuba dive. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a pretty dangerous sport, but I mean it's really rewarding, especially like I found Jimmy Harris's ring down there the other day.
Exactly.
It's a lot of fun. It's worth every penny.
It is. Sure, it is.
But,
yeah, it's like a whole other world down there.
Oh yeah, it's so cool. I mean, I got addicted to it. I have done a little bit of free diving, and that's where you just dive.
Right,
just,
cliff diving and so forth.
Yeah,
Or
and you just have goggles and fins.
Right.
But and it was kind of cool. But when you get scuba gear, you can go deeper and you can see some amazing things. I've been out to Palantalo, and you probably appreciate this. I've seen a lot of huge bass in Palantalo. I mean, giant bass. Swimming.
Really?
Oh man, it's so cool. I thought about even taking a fishing pole under the water and like fishing under the water.
I know. I'm like, is that possible? I'm
Yeah,
sitting there
I know,
thinking,
right?
can I do this?
It's so cool. And the other day I was at a lake and it was like really murky and I couldn't hardly see anything. And anyway, I seen a giant rock. It's a big rock. And all of a sudden I was looking at it and that rock
It was a
started to
turtle.
move. Yeah, so it was a big snapping turtle. So it's kind
That's
of crazy.
crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, how old are these guys who've been hanging out in the
I know,
bottom
it's
of these
so
places?
Cool. It's
yeah.
insane.
Well, we appreciate you talking to us with the McCracken County Public Library today, and we wish you the best of luck on your ventures, and wish you safety, and that you find a lot of really
I
cool
appreciate
stuff.
that.
And we hope we get to talk to you again.
I'm sure you will.
So anyway, this is Amanda with the McCracken County Public Library, and this is Cody Brett, and everybody have a safe day. Take care. Bye.
See you guys.